Hello everyone. I haven't done an update on YouTube in a while with regards to our Project Mustang that we had for a completely rebuild. As you can see from previous ones, it's actually starting to look like a car. The fenders are just hung on there. They're not securely bolted, but they're on there just enough to kind of get an idea of alignment. We got the hood on there just to get it up off the floor. Everything's lined up pretty well. There's just some tweaking we have to do, so not a big deal. I do have some gap issues between this bumper and that fender, and if I come over here on this side, you can actually see it's a lot better of a gap. Not too sure why that is. I don't know if I have a bad bumper that's just been made incorrectly, or if there's an alignment issue on this side. So if anyone's got any ideas of what it could be, because everything else up underneath here is lined up the way it should be. So if anyone's got any ideas, let me know. I can't really pull the fender out anymore, not without warping the side of it here. This is pretty much in place, so my thought is I may just have a bad misvalved bumper, or maybe a mislabeled bumper. Not 100% sure on that, but we can work on that. Fenders, of course, just hung on. Previously, you saw some of the videos. We actually had the floor pulled up. Of course, one-piece floor pan. Some leftover parts here we're still working on. That's turned out really well. I have started putting some seam sealer, as you can see, on some of these joints, just to get it, just to get little parts of it out of the way, and one less thing I have to do later on while we're waiting for more money to put these fenders on professionally. Like I said, I have limited experience, so I'm learning as I go. However, this is going to be cosmetic where you can see it. And I do not want to put those on and mess those up with having it warped or bowed out or whatever. I did previously put the wheel wells in myself. They're not fully tacked in case the place has to cut it. As you can see, we're almost there on the alignment, but that's just going to take someone that has more experience than I do. One thing that I did do here in the trunk is I did put in the trunk floor pans here. We also put in this new back piece that's right here, and also the other side. It was cut right here when the body shop gave it back to me, and basically bought these panels and put those in. Had to butt two of them up together to give them the fit, and then basically just did a curved down design right there. Basically just using a steel pole and a lot of leverage, and made a pretty nice radius to match up to this factory pre-stamped radius that was here, and that worked out pretty well. On the bottom side, I did put a little bit of a lip to it to give a little more structural strength this way. Difficulties in putting in these back parts, I had to squeeze these fenders, which means you got to get a clamp in there and squeeze all the way down through to tighten it up, and of course drill and spot weld it, or drill holes so you can spot weld it in with the welder. I got seam sealer on there too. Put tack welds right here all down through to make it all nice and solid. These pieces are from Dallas Mustang. They fit pretty well. I did have to do some modifications right here with some bending, which wasn't that big a deal. It just took a little time. Just take your time with stuff like this. I know a lot of people have been questioning me on where I get the parts. Basically, you get what you pay for. Some of the more expensive ones, yes, they can be a little better fit depending on where they're made in China. They all come from that direction, unfortunately, unless you find original OEM parts, which are probably going to be pretty hard and pretty expensive. But they fit pretty well. This stuff's going to be covered up, so it's not going to be cosmetic, unlike the fenders will be. Those are going to be a little bit different. Like I said, those are going to exceed my expertise on hanging. Project, however, is getting there. We just stalled out because of money. Which I think is pretty common for just about everybody these days. Other than that, there's not much else to say. I know some people have emailed me questions about what I've done. I'll give you my 2 cents worth. However, my 2 cents worth is about 2 cents, since I'm not a professional at this. But hopefully give you some ideas on what you can do with your vehicle, and show that you can save some money, and shave some money off doing small stuff like this when you can save your money for the big stuff like this and have someone that really knows what they're doing. If you got any questions, just post a comment on there and I'll respond to it as quick as I can.